Welcome to the tutorials of numerical computing with Python. In this video, I will show you how to install Python and the packages required for the numerical computing. There are two main methods to install Python and the scientific calculation packages. The first method is to install the system by components, one by one. So first we will install Python, and then we will download and install the packages. The second method is to install the whole system, including Python and many other packages of data science, machine learning, and any other or visualization and so on, which are provided as distributions of scientific Python ecosystem by some companies specialized in these topics. So in this video I will show you the first method, and in the next video I will show you an example of one of the distributions and how it can be installed and what are the components that come with that system. So let's start now with the installation of Python. So first we should go to the official website of Python, which is python.org, www.python.org, and we can go to scroll down and come to the download section, and we will find here two distributions, or let's say two versions. The first is Python 3.6.4, which is latest here, and Python 2.7.4. Also it is latest version of Python 2. Now the question is, which one should we install? We should install, if you are a beginner and you are working from, let's say, from scratch in order to develop your skills in Python for the future work, so we should take Python 3, because Python 2 actually started in early 2000s and stopped development, I think, in 2009 or something like that, at 2.7, because after the release of Python 3 it became somehow obsolete, and it is expected that in 2020 it will be unsupported by the official Python system. So we should go to Python 3.6 and click on the link. So we have here Python 3.6.4, and the release date here is shown as December 19th, 2017. Now we go to the section of download files. For Linux users and also Mac OS users, they are maybe luckier than Windows users, because many Linux distributions come with Python as already installed in the system. They may need update by using the package manager of their systems, but generally they have already Python installed. What they need is to install the packages of NumPy, SciPy and Matplotlib, or any other packages they need for their work. Also macOS can use their package manager in order to install the latest version or the available version of Python. For Windows, we should notice something important here, that we have two system types of Windows. It's Windows 64-bit and Windows 32-bit. It's not written here, but we know that x86, that means it is 32-bit system. So if you have any doubt about your system, you can go to the system information, just right-click here, right-click, and you will see here the system information of your computer. And for the system of my computer here, which I will install the Python, is 32-bit operating system. Do not be distracted by x64 because it is related to the processor. Always focus on the number here which describes the operating system. So we have 32-bit operating system. So we will select one of these installers. Now there are two types of installers. The first is executable, which is about 30 or maybe 29-30 megabytes. This is a full installer. That means it installs the whole package offline. You don't need to be connected to the internet during the installation. The second type is web-based installer. So you download only 1.2 megabyte file, a small file, while the all required files will be downloaded parallel to installation procedure. I will download the executable installer because I think it's faster than the web-based installer. But this is your preference. If you have a good or good internet connection, you can use the web-based installer, no problem. Now we go to save the link, and here I prefer to download the files in a folder. I will create a folder here. Let me call it Python. In the root directory, or at C in the folder, or the main folder C. The reason that I don't want a long path name, because later we will use the Windows command prompt, so that time instead of typing a long folder names, we can just simply say C : Python and write the required commands. So I will download, I will save the file. Of course it's a small file because it's about 29 megabytes. So I will go to the directory C, Python, and here we have about 30 megabytes. Now simply by double click I will run the installer. Actually there's not much changes should be done here, except we should check add Python 3.6 to path. This will add the executables of Python 0.6 to the path of the operating system in order to make the interpreter a part of the operating system. That means we can call the Python interpreter directly from the command prompt of Windows. Now we can say install now. Let's say yes. And the setup progress will start. Actually, since it's not a big file, so the installation will not take a long time, especially when you install the whole package from the installation executable. So it will not last maybe more than 2 or 3 minutes. This depends upon the speed of your machine, of course. Here he says Python 3.6.4 pip bootstrap. This is a very important component because we will use the pip in installation of the other packages. And the advantage of the pip is that it is not limited to Windows. It is the, let's say, default method of installation of all packages for the whole system. So in Linux, by using the Linux terminal or the OS X or Mac OS terminals, also you can use pip in the same way to install the other packages. Setup was successful, so we close the window. Now, in order to be sure that this version of Python interpreter is successfully installed on the system, let's make a small check. So let's go to Windows command prompt. Actually, here you see Python 3.6 is installed. We have those 4 applications, the idle, Python 3.6, we will see them, but let's make our check before. So you can command prompt, and here this is the command prompt of Windows. So in order to be sure that the system is now the Python is defined in the system or installed correctly, let's type Python from anywhere. We don't need to change the directory from any directory. Voila, Python 3.6.4 is now defined on our computer. We don't need to look for actually we can run the Python like files, scripts, we can call functions, all of them, even from the command prompt, because as you see here, these 3 signs of larger than are called the prompt of Python shell. So actually now we are working on the Python shell. Let me give you an example. If we say x equals to 2 plus 5, and let's say print x, this is to display the value of x. So simply now Python is working. In order to get to exit, we can say exit. It's a function, so we have to use the parentheses, and we return to the system. So our installation is successful. Now let's open the idle. We see the official IDE. So idle, actually Python 3.6 also, we can click, we'll see the same shell, as we saw a moment before, by using the command prompt of Windows. But let me open the idle IDE. IDE stands for Integrated Development Environment. So idle is the official IDE of Python. Okay, so it is Python shell. You see above here it's Python shell, Python 3.6.4. So here we can make any calculations, we can make or give any commands. So if we see, say for example, x equals to 3 to the power 4, and then print x, you notice that the colors, this is the advantage of the idle or Python shell, that the colors are controlled or change according to the, for example, if it is keyword, keywords, that means, for example, like import is a keyword. For example, we say math. That means because the mathematical functions need to be imported. They are not defined by default in Python, so we make math import. Then we can say math.py. So we see the value of pi because it's a predefined constant in the library math. So actually now we can say it is successful installation. Also we can open a new file in order to write a script. We'll see all these details in coming videos when we speak about the programming by using Python. Now we are going to download and install the packages required for numerical computing. We have 3 packages to install, which are NumPy, SciPy and Matplotlib. So in order to install these packages, we should go to the Python package index. The great advantage of the Python system that the whole packages that work under Python and which are, let's say, officially supported by Python, are all collected in one place. It's called Python package index. So we can also access to this page by pypy.python.org in the same way. And as you see here, there's 130,753 packages. It's a huge number of packages for all type of programming, let's say, topics, from data science to life science to modeling and simulation to Internet of Things. Whatever you think, whatever you expect, you can find in this package index. Since it is a huge library and a huge index, so you'd better to look for the packages you need by name. So there's 2 ways. The first way, by using this site or this page, by searching, say NumPy, and say search, and then you get the package NumPy 1.14, NumPy array processing. So this is the required package. Or another way, to go to the official website of that package, because the packages have official websites created by the developers of those packages, because most of these packages are third-party, are called third-party codes or third-party packages, because they are developed by groups of different interests, but all of them work in accordance with the rules put by Python in order to create the packages totally compatible and working with the environments of Python. So here, let's say NumPy at Google, and you will find numpy.org. So this is the official page of NumPy. So when you want to get NumPy, you can go to Getting NumPy here, and then again, this is the SciPy.org, which NumPy is a part of what's so-called SciPy ecosystem. So we'll find PyPy page for NumPy in order to download. So we will get the same page. Let me go here to NumPy 1.14. So actually you find the same page could be accessed by two directions: directly from package index by search, or from the official website of the package you need to install on your system. Now we are now in the installation page of NumPy in the package index. So we will look for the version suitable for our installation. So first, we know that we have Python 3.6. So we should take one of these files which have CP36, because 36 stands for, when see Python version is 3.6. That means it's Python 3 release .6. Now we have Windows 32, because there's for Linux, there's Mac OS. Here I have the installer for Windows 32-bit, so I will download this file. So in the same way, save link as, and in the same folder that we downloaded Python installer, we can download the installation file. Notice that the extension of the file is WHL. It's what's called wheel file. Save. So you can see Python wheel. So, and we will see how to install this wheel soon. Now, in the same way, let's again download the wheel files of the SciPy. So we have SciPy 1. This is the latest version. So we click, and we have the SciPy 1. Actually, in order to be sure, you can find also the released dates and so on. But also we should notice something here that requires the distribution NumPy larger than 1.8. Actually, we downloaded 1.14, so it's okay, no problem. So, and for this reason, we should install NumPy first, because SciPy depends on NumPy. So this dependency is very important to be taken into consideration. So again, with same time, we have CP36, that means Python 3.6, and our operating system is Windows 32, so I will download this file again, this wheel file. And finally, let's go to download Matplotlib. So Matplotlib 2.2 OCR 0 RC1, sorry, and Python plotting package. So this is the package we want. We click on it and we go also, and in the same way Python 3.6 and Windows 32 bits, and save link as in the same folder. So now when we go to the folder, Python, we will find these three wheel files downloaded successfully. Now we'll install the downloaded packages on Python on this machine. So first we should go to the command prompt of Windows, command prompt, and then also it's preferable, as you see, that instead of long addresses I chose cd python, sorry. So as you see, we don't need a long directory name. This will be much helpful in installing the packages, because sometimes you may use a different language in naming folders. Maybe there's spaces, maybe any problems could lead to some problems, or any obstacles can lead to problems during the installation. So you'd better to use short names for directories. Now let's go to install these packages. So we have the names here, the full names, Matplotlib. So maybe this is a bit, I don't say difficult, but it needs some attention. So we say pip space install, and we write the package file name. So first we should install NumPy. Always remember, NumPy is number 1. So NumPy dash 1.14.1 dash CP 36 dash none dash Win32 dot WHL. So let's be sure, NumPy dash 1.14.1 dash CP36 none Win32 dot WHL. So same processing. Okay, successfully uninstalled NumPy 1.13. This is a older version which was installed on my machine. So it first uninstalled the old version, and now it's proceeding to install the new version 1.14.1. Successfully installed NumPy 1.14.1. Now, let's make a trial. Let's say Python and say import NumPy. Let's use this syntax. Then I will show you when we study or when we discuss the NumPy functions how the let's say standard way of importing NumPy libraries. Now let's say something NumPy dot square root of 9 so 3. Okay, so NumPy is successfully installed because square root is a function, one of the functions of NumPy, and we will see the properties of the mathematical functions of NumPy and why they are different than the mathematical functions of math library, a standard library of Python. Now let's return, exit, oh sorry, okay, and install the remaining two packages. So let's go and say pip again, install SciPy -1. You can install Matplotlib first or SciPy first, no problem, but always remember NumPy is should be installed before before SciPy or Matplotlib. Actually, there's not a dependency because Matplotlib can plot graphs by using Python lists, but it's always preferable to start with NumPy and go to the other packages. cp 36 dash none dash win 32.whl. So let's be sure, SciPy -1 0 0 dash cp 36 none win 32. So the process we can wait a while because actually the SciPy library is installation. Okay, there's a previous installation on my computer, so successfully uninstalled SciPy 0.19, and now he's proceeding to install SciPy 1. Okay, successfully installed SciPy 1. Finally, let's install Matplotlib. So pip install Matplotlib -2.2.0 rc1 cp 36 cp 36m win 32. Okay, so be sure Matplotlib -2.20 rc1 CP36, 36M, Win32. Okay. Again, it first uninstalled the old version, which was on my computer, and now it's installing the new. Okay, successfully installed QSolver Matplotlib 2.2 RC1. So in this way we installed the packages required for the numerical computing. In the next video we will see the second method to install Python and the packages of scientific and numerical applications. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.